Hi everybody, it's Denise Lush here. I thought for this month's print to project we would work on something a little different. Usually I work on paper, so I thought this month we would try canvas. Now I do have canvas sheets, but maybe that's not as easily available for everybody else. So I just picked up this inexpensive canvas from Dollarama, and it was just $3 for a 12 by 16 inch piece. But I don't want to work on it as a canvas, so I'm actually going to remove the canvas from the frame. And it's just stapled on, so I'm just using a staple remover to remove the canvas from the wooden frame. Okay, so this is proving to be more difficult than I thought. So instead of using a staple remover, I'm going to go into my husband's workshop and look for a set of pliers. So to start, I'm just using a small flathead screwdriver to get under the staple. And it's just to lift it up from the wood. It's so much easier. Make sure your hand is out of the way, just in case the screwdriver slips. You don't want to stab yourself. So once I have them pried up, I will then take the pliers and remove the staple. Much easier than the staple remover. So I will do this with all the staples. I have removed all the staples and returned my husband's screwdriver and pliers, and he will never know. So I would actually keep this. Like, this part has all holes in it, but the front part, it's actually a nice looking frame. So I would keep this for a future project. So as you can see, when removing the staples from the canvas, you're left with little holes. So you can just trim your canvas so you get rid of that piece. So I'm just going to use my paper trimmer. You could use a pair of scissors if you like. And I wouldn't worry about these scuff marks because we're going to be adding paint. So I thought to start our background we would go in with some acrylic inks. And I have a few different brands and some very pretty colors. Not sure if I'll use this color for the background or not. I may keep it light and bright. I'm going to place some drops, and I'm going to spritz with water. Let's see what happens. Ooh, nice and vibrant. I'm just trying to get some coverage on the back. Doesn't matter what pattern it's making, I'm just getting some color. So I'm going to let that dry. Not completely, I'm just going to let it sit there for a bit while I clean this off my gel plate. And I'm just going to do the same process with the acrylic inks on the gel plate, squirting with water, and then putting it on my piece of canvas. And I have decided that I will just be doing the 3 colors. So that is a yellow, cadmium yellow light hue, a fluorescent pink, and a turquoise green. So I thought for our next layer we would go in with pretty much the same colors, just not in an acrylic ink, something more, well, something thicker and that's easier and better for spreading on the gel plate. And I've also selected some of the Gel Press Petites. So we have the hexagon, 3-inch circle, and the chevron. So I'm going to use the bright aqua green with the hexagon. And I'm just also going to grab a 3x5 gel plate just to use as a palette. Because I find it much easier to put the paint on the palette and then transfer it to the chevron, like something this small. With it being a canvas, you're not getting a solid mark, so I'm just going to go in a second time to try and get a little bit more coverage. Just know it's not going to be perfect with it being the texture of the canvas. Next, I'm going to use some yellow with the circle. now the quinacridone rose with the chevron. I've decided to go in with another gel press plate, and that's the 4-inch circle. And I'm also going to be using with that a couple Crafters Workshop stencils. This one is Number Scramble, and then this one is Love Sonnet. And I'm using Golden's Payne's Gray. So you notice I placed the stencil down on top of my canvas, and then I'm going on top of that with my gel plate. And what I'm hoping for is to get like a stamped number pattern in this circle. There we go. Okay, and there we have our first layers using our gel plates on a piece of canvas. Saturday, I will be back with part 2 where we finish this off and turn it into a project. See you then.